G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. Now, I've just published an article on my website titled Peter Dutton Exposes a Liberal Party Cover-Up, Protecting Rapist Bruce Lehrmann. But before I get into that, I just wanted to discuss a topic that a lot of people ask. Why have the Liberal Party, News Corp, Kerry, Stokes at Channel 7 there been protecting rapist Bruce Lehrmann? Well, the answer to that is quite simple, because of the 2019 election. The rape happened a few weeks before that, 5 or 6 weeks before the 2019 election. So they wanted to cover up because they thought it'd do a lot of damage to the election prospects. And a lot of people fail to understand politics in Canberra and the business world here, with Rupert Murdoch and Kerry Stokes controlling a large part of the media. They don't care about rape. It's a trivial issue to them. It's a minor issue. They just don't care. So covering it up is not an issue. People think, geez, there's got to be a lot more to it. They're covering up rape. No, there's not. And a couple of examples is George Pell. The Royal Commission found he was moving priests around who had kept on raping children. They didn't care, pedophiles. They still supported George Pell. Rupert Murdoch did, the Liberal Party did, Kerry Stokes did. They don't care. Grace Tame, she criticised Prime Minister Scott Morrison, their cash cow, the Liberal Party. What do? They attacked a pedophile victim survivor, Grace Tame, and they kept on attacking it, and they still do today. They don't care. So when they cover up for a rapist like Bruce Lehrmann, they just don't care. They cover it up in 2019. Yes, Linda Reynolds and her Chief of Staff, Fiona Brown, probably did tell Brittany Higgins to make a complaint to the police if she wanted to. But when she didn't, or she did actually initially, but they put pressure on her to drop the charge, or they let her know it was going to complicate things for her in the future, she withdrew it. Now, Justice Lee has said there was no evidence of a political cover-up. Well, he didn't look at most of the evidence, so he wasn't in a position to make any sort of judgment anyhow. Well, the only evidence he looked at is the evidence that Brittany Higgins and her partner, David Shiraz, supplied the Channel 10 TV show, The Project. So he wasn't in a position to make any overall judgment. And that's what my article is about, and you can have a good look at that, and I'll get into that in a minute. But one last point on the cover-up, why the Liberal Party cover it up, why Rupert Murdoch and Kerry Stokes cover up? Well, in 16th of November 2021, I published an article, Federal Treasurer Josh Frydenberg fraudulently gave his best mate, Sevens, Ryan Stokes, at least $47 million of taxpayer-funded JobKeeper. Now, that's one company. We all know billions and billions of dollars was ripped off, went to the rich and wealthy. That's because the Liberal Party's a cash cow for Rupert Murdoch's News Corp, Kerry Stokes' Channel 7, and so they'll do anything to protect it. And so that's why they will protect Bruce Lehrmann, because if he goes down, and he's gone down now, being exposed for raping Brittany Higgins, that empowers Brittany Higgins. And that's the last thing that Rupert Murdoch, Kerry Stokes and the Liberal Party want, because now she's empowered to some degree, although she's been smashed by the media forever. That puts the spotlight back on Bruce Lehrmann and the Liberal Party cover-up. And if you go to the article I just published today, you'll see that. You'll see a video I published last year in relation to Scott Morrison and his cover-up, his role in the cover-up. You have to remember back in 2021, February 2021, when Brittany Higgins first went public, Scott Morrison panicked. He was in a big panic. And they asked him, when did someone in your office first know about the rape? And he was ducking and weaving, and he set up an inquiry, the Gatchins inquiry, a fake inquiry to find out. Instead of sending an email to a staff asking who knew what and when, he set up an inquiry as a fake inquiry. And even his own staff refused to cooperate with the inquiry unless they had legal representation. That's a fact. And you'll see that in my article, the video and the link to that article I wrote about that, where they refused to cooperate because they knew potentially Scott Morrison, they knew it, people in the office knew about the rape virtually immediately. It happened in 2019. And they knew Scott Morrison was potentially going to stitch some of them up to take the fall. So they refused to cooperate with his own inquiry. They didn't trust Scott Morrison. If they didn't trust him and they knew it was a cover-up going down, well, it's not for anyone else to overrule it. Even Justice Lee, he's not in a position to overrule it. Did he interview Scott Morrison, his staff? No. Anyhow, so back to the article I published today, Peter Dutton exposed a Liberal Party cover-up protecting rapist Bruce Lehrmann. Now, if you have a good look at Linda Reynolds, they all knew Bruce Lehrmann had raped Brittany Higgins back in 2019 because the evidence that Justice Lee relied on, virtually all of that was known back in 2019. So they all knew. And in today's article, I make that point. Linda Reynolds knew that Bruce Lehrmann had raped Brittany Higgins almost immediately back in 2009, as soon as she found out, because the evidence was there. Now, in the weeks after Brittany Higgins went public, still in February 2021, other victims came forward and they were reported in the ABC and the Australian. So the more victims come forward alleging that Bruce Lehrmann raped them. Linda Reynolds knew that as well. Now, in October 2022, Bruce Lehrmann had his rape trial. What did Linda Reynolds do? She supported Bruce Lehrmann at the rape trial. She contacted Bruce Lehrmann's lawyer and said, hey, there's emails between Brittany Higgins and this person. They might help Bruce Lehrmann. She asked Bruce Lehrmann's lawyer for the transcript of Brittany Higgins' evidence because Linda Reynolds hadn't given evidence at that point. And she was obviously trying to find out what Brittany was saying so she could tailor her own evidence to that. She sent her husband in there to watch Brittany Higgins give evidence. Her husband lived in Perth. He flew over there deliberately to watch Brittany Higgins give evidence so Linda Reynolds could work out what she was going to say. That's the only reason he would go there. And as we later found out, Linda Reynolds gave false evidence during the rape trial. So you might say, oh, well, she just made a mistake in that particular part of the evidence. Well, when she's coaching Bruce Lehrmann's lawyers, she's trying to get the transcript. No, that was a deliberate lie, without a doubt, deliberate perjury. Now, in January 2023, Bruce Lehrmann was charged with the Toowoomba rape. And what happened to Linda Reynolds? She kept on supporting Bruce Lehrmann. How do we know that? Because come the middle of 2023, Bruce Lehrmann does the spotlight interviews, and who's on there? Linda Reynolds supporting Bruce Lehrmann and attacking Brittany Higgins. So you got the original rape in 2019. She had to know that Bruce Lehrmann had raped Brittany Higgins because, like I said, most of the evidence that Justice Lee relied on to come to his decision was known back then. When the other rapes came forward, rape victims came forward, or alleged rape victims in 2022, Linda Reynolds still kept on supporting him. How do we know? Because at the rape trial the following year, Linda Reynolds was supporting him, trying to coach his lawyer, trying to get the transcript, perjuring herself. So in the middle of 2023, Linda Reynolds was still supporting him on national TV, while at the same time attacking Brittany Higgins, a rape victim. That's the sort of sicko Linda Reynolds is. And then we come to the judgment, 15th of April 2024. Bruce is found to be a rapist. What does Linda Reynolds do? She plays victim. Oh, she's owed an apology. Peter Dutton, he chimes in. Oh, Linda Reynolds is owed an apology from the rape victim, Brittany Higgins, and her partner, David Shreds. She's a victim, apparently, as far as Peter Dutton's concerned, and Linda Reynolds is a victim. Unbelievable. So the point there is, it doesn't matter how many rape allegations against Bruce Lehrmann, how many lies he tells, Linda Reynolds kept on supporting him. Why? Because Bruce goes down for the rape. Then you start looking at the people who covered it up back in 2019. 2019, they're just covering up purely for the election. And then the cover-up just sort of ballooned from there. They thought, okay, that's finished. It's never going to be raised its head again. But Brittany Higgins went public. That's where they panicked. And they panicked and they tried to cover it up again. They tried to cover up the cover-up. And it just sort of ballooned. And News Corp jump on board. Kerry Stokes, Channel 7 jump on board, attacking Brittany Higgins, defending Bruce Lehrmann in effect, giving him a voice on national TV. Why? To cover up the original cover-up. Kerry Stokes and Rupert Murdoch wanted to protect their cash cow, the Liberal Party. The Liberal Party wanted to protect themselves. And why is Peter Dutton getting involved? Well, who was the Home Affairs Minister when the rape happened in 2019? Peter Dutton. He oversaw the Australian Federal Police. They were involved in the cover-up without a doubt. They were certainly involved in the cover-up at the rape trial and leading up, the investigation leading up to that, because I covered the Walter Sofronoff inquiry. So you can go to my website. February, March it starts, 2023, up into sort of June, July, August. You'll see the police covering it up. So when you see those rumours on the internet, oh, Bruce Lehrmann must be related to someone, the CIA, the ADO, he's related to Scott Morrison's wife, it's all dribble, total dribble. You fail to understand them covering up a rape, minor issue, not a big issue to them. They're so cold and callous and morally and ethically bankrupt, they covered up for George Powell, for Christ's sake. George Powell, without a doubt in my mind, is a pedophile. But even if he's not, a Royal Commission found that he covered up for pedophile priests who kept on raping children. And who, the Liberal Party support him, Rupert Murdoch supports him, Channel 7 would have been supporting him without a doubt. Then they all jump on board and attack Grace Tame, a survivor of a pedophile abuse. They attack her because she had the audacity to insult the Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, their cash cow. So the conspiracy to protect Bruce Lehrmann is just the media, the corrupt media in Australia, protecting their cash cow, the Liberal Party, and the Liberal Party protecting themselves. Because Peter Dutton, Why has he come out and supported Linda Reynolds? Because he would have been up to his neck in the cover-up. In 2021, February 2021, Brittany Higgins went public. The following month, March, and Scott Morrison panicked, set up a dodgy inquiry to investigate who knew what and when in his office. And the media were giving the government an absolute hiding. And in March 2021, Peter Dutton moved on from Home Affairs Minister, and he would have resigned. It would have been his decision. Scott Morrison wouldn't have been able to move him. Peter Dutton would have had too much power. It would have been his decision to move on from Home Affairs. Too much heat going on, get out of there. Then, the shredding machine would have come out big time and he would have shredded anything that implicated him. And he moved on to defence, I think it was. Anyhow, make sure you visit my website, Kangaroo Court of Australia, and read that article. It's got a lot of information there. It's got a video there. You can see Scott Morrison and trying to cover it up back in 2021, trying to sweep everything under the carpet. And what I find fascinating, which I've just mentioned before, Linda Reynolds, didn't matter how many rape allegations Bruce Lehrmann had against him. She tried to keep on supporting him. She tried to help him get off the rape charge in ACT against Brittany Higgins. Unbelievable. She's got no moral, no ethics, no nothing. She's continuing to sue Brittany Higgins for defamation. My viewpoint is she has to withdraw that because she'll get absolutely smashed in the witness stand by a decent barrister. But who knows, maybe she will go forward with it. And Kangaroo Court of Australia, independent media, I publish a website and a YouTube channel, and I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself. So please support my Patreon account. Currently have 415 supporters donating $2,371 a month. And I need to almost double that to become financially viable. And you can donate any amount, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50 a month, whatever suits your budget. It all helps out. And the link for the Patreon button will be below this video on YouTube and also on my website. And please hit the like and subscribe button. And please share this video on social media. Other than that, thank you for your time and have a good day.